Hey everybody, welcome to the Life of Jay White. If you're new here, I'm Jay White. It's me. It's about my life, my faith journey, my entrepreneurship journey, my life, my testimony, just everything. That's the Life of Jay White. Hey, that's the channel. All right, so today is the first episode of the mini series. Oh, I'm so excited! It's my first little mini series, guys. So this one is called "He Doesn't Like Me Back." So okay, before we even start, like the mini series is gonna have one mini series per quarter. So this is the one for quarter one, and then quarter two is gonna have its own mini series. Quarter three is gonna have its own mini series, and then the last quarter of the year is gonna have its own mini series. So we're expanding the channel, guys. We were so consistent last year that I feel comfortable adding new stuff. Doesn't that feel good? It feels good to me. Okay, great. So obviously the name of this one is He Doesn't Like Me Back, as you can see from the titles and all that stuff. So let's just get into it. The heart of this series is about all those unreciprocated emotions, that emotional attachment, and then the quiet ways that God protects us, even though that protection might hurt. Okay. So each episode is going to unpack a different layer of heartbreak and healing. Okay. We're not staying in the sad place. And today we're going to start with the realization that really hurts the most. And it's just the thing is like, oh, I thought you were the one, but like, God didn't say that. You did. Ooh. And that, ooh, baby, that'd be tough. That'd be hard. Okay. So, oh, there's a couple. There's two people I could think of with this. One in college and one in my adult years. Both similar circumstances where I felt in my spirit that, you know, God said something, but it wasn't because of anything. The guy, like, it wasn't the man. It was just me and what I was imagining. Like, what's the word for that? Limerence. Limerence. You know, when you get bored and then you find an object of your affection and then you just obsess over it. That'd be me sometimes. So yeah, there was a season where I became emotionally attached, and that person never really chose me, and that hurt because I wasn't like losing him. It's just like I built something that, was never confirmed by God. And so when God didn't honor my desires, like it shattered me. Like the first time it happened, it shattered me into like 1,000 pieces for like 10 years. Second time it happened, I was like, I don't really care. I moved on real quick. I was like, you know what, F this. And I just, yeah, it was easy to dust him off. But the first time it really took a toll on me. So needless to say, I romanticized moments and overanalyzed conversations, interpreted small gestures, and just was like, oh, that's confirmation. And I thought I was being like, it was like discernment, but it was projection. So in this video, we're going to talk about how emotional attachment can feel like spiritual alignment. We're going to talk about why we romanticize the inconsistencies in people. Oh, big one. And then we're going to talk about what it means when God blocks something that you're trying to build. Okay, so let's get into the I thought he was the one, right? Okay, so this is the main topic. How we convince ourselves someone is the one, all right? So we'll engage in emotional intimacy with a person that we think is the one, but there's no commitment there. So you're like shedding all of these layers of yourself and like being so open and vulnerable, telling this person everything, like just talking to them all the time, like making them so part of your space in an emotional way. And they haven't even committed to you on a friend level, let alone a romantic level. But here you are, just you're pouring out, just pouring out. And we often overlook that first sign. Like you're like, oh, they're just so easy to talk to, but like chill out. Like, are they easy to talk to, or are you just talking? Sometimes you just be talking because you don't have an outlet. And like when someone is receptive, it's like, oh, finally they get it. But like just because someone's receptive, it doesn't mean they get it. It doesn't mean that that's someone you should be talking to and confiding in. It just means they're receptive. And that'd be hard. That's like this, that is just such the littlest thing of discernment, but like having discernment in that area alone will save you a lot of heartbreak and trouble. So those deep conversations, they feel spiritual. And in that you start getting familiar and you start feeling safe. and then that safety leads you to that emotional. I don't know if you like me, like you might not like, say emotional safety might not get your draws off, but like for me, emotional safety, that does it. Like you make me feel safe. I don't need a rich, just somebody that could make me feel safe. What Cardi say? Like I just like home base safe. Like that's gonna do it every time. So like you start to believe like, oh, if it feels this strong, like it must be God. Like there's no reason why I feel this safe, this comfortable. They just get me. They listen to me. But those feelings are just exactly what they are, strong feelings. It doesn't make it prophecy. Okay, so like you start, that leads you to romanticizing the potential of where those emotions can go instead of looking at the reality of what's happening. So like you could be pouring and pouring and pouring but ignoring the fact that they be cutting conversation short, or they don't necessarily pour back the same way and stuff like that. They could be being inconsistent with you. They'll explain away, you'll explain away red flags, they'll explain away red flags. Like you'll hold on to like little moments instead of like looking at the actual patterns of what's going on in the situation. So like the most recent example of this I can give you is somebody that I dealt with a couple years ago. Like, you know, my friends, family, and even my own gut feelings was like, you don't feel all the way safe. Like something about this ain't all the way right. But I still convinced myself like, oh, it'll get better, it'll change. It's just, these are just growing pains and stuff like that. Like you'll say stupid stuff like that to yourself, and it's just like, no, that's not, and it's not my ex-boyfriend, so don't think about him, because I wasn't this, I was checked out there, and I mean that in the best way, but like I wasn't here mentally, like emotionally, mentally. I didn't have this emotional maturity here. I won't even say I didn't have it, it just wasn't active in that relationship. I like wasn't like thinking that way in that relationship. So like when I'm talking about these things for this, don't think about him, because he's not. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember what all of the episodes are, because I do know what they are, but I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. So I might think about him and I'll specify. But for this, no, this is not. This is not that. Um, this is someone else. And so for that, got to keep the question marks going, because I don't want people starting to piece together my life. Y'all don't know me. But anyway, yeah, you start dating the future version of the person instead of their reality. And then that puts you, again, that limerence gets you effed up. And so this is where God has to step in, because you're doing too much and you're not going to stop, because let's be honest, the guy not going to stop you. He getting all the perks. You not going to stop because you think you're going to change him. So God is like, I'm gonna just start doing stuff. Communication gonna start breaking down. Progress gonna start stalling. Clarity's not gonna clear. Everything's gonna start like, it's just gonna be random house fires, just boom, 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 back to back to back. And instead of seeing it as protection, like you're gonna feel like you're being rejected. But God wasn't being silent. He was just being merciful. Like those are redirection. Like that's God telling you, hey, none shall pass. Hey, don't pass go. Do not collect 200, baby. You are gonna go to jail if you keep going down this road. So you just gotta stop and let the Lord be the Lord and guide your footsteps, and don't step out of bounds or his will. Okay? Okay. I thought I was gonna be crying and talking more about my stuff too. I ain't gonna lie. Do y'all want to know my tea? Let me know if y'all want to know my tea in the comments. I'll answer questions. I really will. I'll like, if you comment on this post and like run it up, I'll answer questions about my love life. I don't care. But like, I mean, I don't care, because it's over now. Like, everybody that I done dealt with, it's over now. Like I've healed, like it's over now. So I don't care. I'll answer all the questions. But those are just the things that I've learned from dealing with the stuff that I've dealt with as it pertains to this topic. Like, do not get caught up in limerence. Do not get caught up in that obsession of like who the idea of what something could be, or the possibility of the future. Like, because that's not real. And like when you get stuck in that place mentally, like it's a real mind fuck, because you be like, oh, this is the possibilities, and it very well could happen. And then like if you're a visionary like me, you're like, if I can see it, it's tangible. Like I'm one of those people. It's like I materialize my thoughts. I always do. Like they always materialize. I want it, I get it. I think about it, it happens. Like I'm not one of them people that don't believe they can make something out of nothing. I'm a full believer that God hasn't given me gifts and skills to make whatever I believe I want to my reality. So that's why I work so hard for my future to be what it is, because that's exactly what it's going to be, nothing else. Like, I have free will for a reason. I can go out here and make it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do with the power of the Lord, like through the strength of Christ. Like, we're going to make it happen. So you can't tell me somebody ain't my man when they my man, because they my man. And like, that's a problem. You can't be like that, okay? You can't be like that, y'all. You gotta listen to God. You gotta follow the signs. So let's get into these scriptural anchors, because we need those. We starting with Proverbs. I want to say it's chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. We already know. We already know. I want to say that is trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. But we are, we verify around here. 376. We verify around these parts. We do not guess scripture. We verify. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 8. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. With all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. Come on, seek his will. You doing that? You winning. All right, what's the next one? What's the next one? Oh, 1 Corinthians 14:33. Okay. 1 Corinthians is 685. Oh, that's in the bake. In the bike. 14:33. Oh no. I ripped the page. I guess that happens though, huh? You flip through it enough, you start ripping pages. Yeah. All right, 33. Gotta be careful. 14. I'm in 14, right? Yep, 14:33. And it says, for God is not a God of disorder, but of peace, as in all the meetings of God's holy people. Okay, it has an asterisk by that. What does that mean? As in all the meetings of God's holy people could instead be joined to the beginning of. Oh, okay. Okay, it's just okay. Footnote. Sorry, I like to read the footnotes too. Those matter. So yeah, for God is not a God of disorder, but of peace, as in all the meetings of God's holy people. Like, he's peaceful. He's not disorderly. So if things are out of whack and you're out of order and not at peace, then you out of his will. Jeremiah 17:9. Ooh, Jeremiah, what he had to say. He was sad, but he had a reason to be. We're not gonna talk about him. 4:46. And it was 17:9. Do y'all like seeing me flip through this? Because I like flipping in front of y'all. The human heart is the most deceitful of all things and desperately wicked. Who really knows how bad it is? Oof. Dang. That's disheartening. Not who really knows how bad it is. Jesus. So I say all that to say to you, you don't know what's going on 9 times out of 10. And one thing I learned about is, if you're a lady, especially this weekend, if you're alone and you feel rejected and cast off to the side and all those things this weekend, if you're a young lady and you serve the Lord, girl, let me tell you something real quick. There is a lot of niggas out here. It's so much better out here. Like, that person that you are stuck on, as soon as you get up out of that, do not let that man have you locked down in a depression for 10 plus years like me. Do not do that. I let a man lock me down in depression for 10 plus years because I was that in my feelings about something that I thought God told me, and I swindled myself and I was mad, pouting for 10. Do not do that. Girl, when I stop pouting, I let that pain go. When I tell you the floodgates open, girl, it is such a world. Let the world be your oyster. It's so many other men out here. It's so much more out here. It's so much better out here for you. Like, do not enter your villain era. Join us. All right? Join us. We are here. It's fun. We have cookies. And we serve Jesus. It's great. All right. So let's get that practical application. It's time for us to take some emotional inventory. You got to ask yourself the hard questions. Did he really choose me? Or did I emotionally choose him for both of us? Was there clarity or just chemistry? Okay? Fantasy versus reality exercise. You need to write down the future you imagined, the signs that you thought confirmed it, and the evidence that contradicted it. This separates the emotional projection from the truth. And then lastly, but most importantly, pray, okay? And you just got to ask God to remove any emotional attachment where he has not assigned covenant. Ask him to help you release what he never confirmed. Okay? And that is gonna come through like a Rico, and it might upend other places in your life, but it's okay. It's for the good will of the Lord. All right. So the key takeaway here is thinking that somebody was the one does not make you foolish. It really doesn't. You're not crazy for thinking that someone's the one. And a lot of times God is leading you toward people. You just have to be discerning of what he's leading you there for. It might not be for love. It might just be an assignment. It might be a lesson to learn, something to take with you to go to your next place. Don't always assume that God's taking you to your person. He might just be taking you to a place to get you to your person, like, or to a person that knows your person. Like, it doesn't make you foolish for thinking that. It just makes you hopeful. And hope is always a good thing. Just make sure you're not placing it in the wrong hands, because doing it like that is always going to lead to heartbreak. Okay? All right. So make sure you comment below. Let me know if you have ever mistaken any potential for a promise. The answer is yes, because we all have. But let's normalize being honest and healing, okay? Especially this weekend. Also, ask me any questions about my love life if you got them. I'm here. Hey, I ain't got nothing to do. I'm single. And next week, or no, not next week, tomorrow, because Saturday, these episodes go up on Saturdays, okay? Mini series episodes go up on Saturdays. I'm just having really bad technical difficulties. My phone is broken. This is where I record my stuff. It's a lot, but we're working through it, okay? And I'm still going to get everything done. So tomorrow is He Doesn't Like Me Back, part 2. He called me a good woman, then he ghosted me. Worthy doesn't always mean chosen. All right, y'all. Have a good day. Happy Valentine's Day weekend. If you with your lovers and friends, turn up. If you with yourself, turn up. You should love on you just as hard as you would let someone else love on you if you had a person, okay? All right, have a good day. Bye.